Don't know what that means.
I'm not sure either. But
What's Joseph playing? Esper tokens?
Esper spirits.
Spirits. Which is basically tokens.
Yeah.
Alright, so welcome back. This is round 3 coverage of Lost Legion Games and Comics Friday Night Magic from South Charleston, West Virginia. What's going on?
A question? Rainbow Dash asks if there's literature for MTG, and there is. I've bought some of it, and some of it is absolutely abysmal. But the Ravnica block stuff, like original Ravnica block, is very good. Like, I'm sorry, I just kind of wanted to put that out there, because there's not many of us that are fans of it.
Magic literature is, like, notoriously bad, but there are exceptions to every rule. But I do want to stop, or I do want to take a second here to explain, or to mention, I should say, not explain, who we've got for you. So on the left you see Joe Lewis. He joined us for commentary in round 1. He's playing Esper Spirits. It's basically a token list, but with Drogskull captains, similar to the Esper tokens list that Brett Rose is running for multiple.
Well, now they run like opposite as their top end or something. To that extent.
Do you know if Drew's deck is aggro or is it like?
Honestly, we got to the naming of the deck. And
okay.
It was like.
Fair enough. So round 3 action is going to feature a mid-rangey deck versus the more well, I mean, it could be anything. Your guess is as good as ours. We'll learn together.
I'm gonna assume it's gonna be mid-range.
I think it is too. But there is a very aggressive Jund build that can be had as well.
The Experiment 1
The Experiment 1 deck, and then everything else is haste.
See, I didn't get to watch it. Like, how well is Experiment?
It's very good.
Okay.
It's very good with Huntmaster and with Strenggrootgeist.
Okay. That's a card I've missed, the Strenggrootgeist. I haven't seen it getting nearly as much play as I thought it should have. Obviously, it was missing out on its stomping ground, though. I'm interested to see this because these are two fairly new, like there's new stuff in both of them, right? Like a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, Joe's deck is pretty.
Haven't seen that card before.
Joe's deck is basically all old cards.
No, there is one thing. I tested with Drew earlier, and I'm really hoping it doesn't happen. He ended up like getting very land, like his deck just wouldn't provide land. I'm not sure if it was the mana base he had provided for himself or what, but I'm hoping we get to see it correct, because it seemed to be very good. Oh, now they're Domri. A wild one appears.
A wild Domri appears. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like this as Drew's deck, because I know Joseph's deck is only running like 4 Bonfires and 4 Boros Charms, but...
Well, we already saw the Searing Spirit.
Yeah, so I know that Drew's deck is not going to be able to get much out of that Domri. I guess you could use it for fighting, and I guess it does have its applications against like the controlling decks, but Joe's just going to attack it and murder it. But I mean, the Jund deck is tons of removal.
Well, I mean, say he plays a creature here that's bigger than the captain, he can just fight. But the problem is then if he starts making tokens.
Yeah, he drew that Mortars. That was the card he revealed off the Domri activation.
Is that the Dredge Wrangler?
Huh?
I just couldn't see it is a Gore Clan, right? Gore Clan Rampager or whatever.
Oh, the card that he drew?
I think so.
I was doing something on the other screen and missed it completely. I'm not very good at this.
And Rainbow Dash, I will give you some names of books later if you are interested.
Rainbow Dash does follow us on our Facebook, so I'm sure he can get in touch with us there, and you can point him in the right direction of which magic novel doesn't suck.
For the love of God, don't ever read Scars of Mirrodin. The things I've heard.
Well, as I mentioned in round 2, I can't read, so that's not going to be an issue for me.
So for you, it's pretty much just a thing.
This is a very weird Jund, which I like.
Maybe it's Jund Super Friends.
It's Jund Super Friends. I mean, I'm fine. At this point, I would rather see new decks, regardless of how tried and tested they are. So,
actually,
Drew is on 2 wins. He's 2-0, and Joe is 1-1.
Well, what I'd like to see is if Drew played Liliana, we could just call this Legion of Doom, go home, pack it up, we've won. We've won the Magic naming contest. 5-minute Legion of Doom.
End-of-turn Midnight Haunting is bad news for Drew because now, if Joe plays an Anthem effect here, he can just untap and kill Garrett. Domri should be on 6, right? So
I think.
And then what is the token? It's the wolf for Garrick, right?
No, he's just gonna flip his Garrett.
Oh, he has no anthem effect.
Do we call it on the flip? Like if they don't flip it?
Hmm?
If they don't flip the Garrett, do we have to call it out? If they didn't flip it.
How does, I don't...
Okay, now he's doing it. Because as soon as his loyalty drops below 3, he flips.
Okay, so he caught it. Thragtusk. Can't be a green deck without copies of Thragtusk. So we're getting comments in the chat from, a couple weeks ago we watched Maxx Turner play Rug Delver as part of our Maxx Turner Needs a Deck series, where you get to vote on our Facebook page for what deck he's playing, and it inspired one of our viewers to build his own Rug Delver deck. So
what are these?
These are wolf tokens from Garrick.
Okay.
I don't know what they were. They're clearly proxies from something else, but
Can't have that.
What is that card?
What?
The card that Joe just played. Black removal spell.
Devour Flesh. Sack a creature. Its controller gains life equal to toughness.
I don't like that. Is that better than Tribute to Hunger?
It's 2 mana, so in a sense it is.
But you gain the life. But Tribute to Hunger, you gain the life, right?
But it's like, basically what everyone was saying is like you can do it on 2, so you can just get it out there super quick, you know?
I guess Verdict was pretty good too. Ultimate price.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. George going to step outside and give some species appropriate tokens to our players. Let me see the wolf. Thanks for that. The magic box of tokens.
If you have them, you might as well use them. Joe has creepy children, the creepy children spirits.
Yeah, those are weird. I don't care for them. So Joe's splitting up his damage on these planeswalkers. I don't know how I feel about that. Seems like you got to go for one or the other. So Drew's going to slip one.
Man, Joe has a full hand, right? He's just not getting the action.
No, he's been spending a lot of mana. He's played a lot of removal spells. See, in the tokens deck that Brett Rose plays, he doesn't have very much removal at all. He can side into Wrath of God plan, the Supreme Verdict, but mostly it's just Azorius Charm for tempo, and then Charm is as good as Vindicate on the Beast token, but we did see a Domri activate to fight, killing that thing.
He's going to give it +4/+4, so it's a 6/6 Trampler.
I think the wolf is a wolf a 1/1 or a 2/2? Is it 2/2?
I'm assuming, unless he made a Death Touch one.
I will tell you right now, I do not like that at all. I think I would have rather just untapped and played my 4/4 Trampler against the deck with all the tokens in it. Make another wolf.
Sadly, my wolves are no longer relevant.
Now this wolf is a 1/1 Death Touch wolf,
Yes.
Right?
Which is very relevant if you run a lot of trample, because I've seen it, like, you can just mess up their math so much when they play, like, their top-end creature, and then you're
Remember earlier when you were saying Joe's deck was being a little mana light? Not having that problem now.
This is where all that mana was, apparently.
Someone in the chat, can you point out? I looked
Book
over.
2 is Brett. I'm just going to assume that's who you're asking. Or what?
Yeah, I was going to ask who that was declaring themselves Super Baller Time in the chat. You're assuming that's Brett Rose?
Oh, I know it is, because that's his Xbox Live gamer tag. Just that you know, Internet, now you can go spam him gamer friend requests. He doesn't play any Halo anymore.
I have no idea what's going on, but I like it. And Drew lands another Thragtusk.
I mean, what's better than 1? But 2.
I'd say 4 probably is better.
Well, I mean, I was just going to go in the
I'm very
chain.
surprised that we haven't seen more of that Gore Clan Rampager in, like, for example, Logan's Naya Aggro deck. That card is so good.
It's the most efficient Blood Rush you get. Ooh.
So is he... What is he...
He pains himself 3, kills the
It's
creature.
equal to the toughness?
Yes. And the funny thing, we actually read this earlier, I Rootborn Defenses for like playtesting with them with the deck that was tokens as well. If you Rootborn Defenses prevent the destruction of your creature, they still lose the life. Which is actually fairly relevant, because typically, you know, sometimes you're up against it trying to just...
Yeah, because it's the spell still resolves,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't... Its effect doesn't work, because it's indestructible.
Yeah.
So, unfortunate turn of circumstances there for Joe as he drew every land in his deck, and I think some lands in some neighboring decks, and dropped game 1 to the quote-unquote 5-minute John deck from Drew Scherr.
That sure as heck wasn't 5 minutes though, was it?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You can put, even if you just quickly put a Jund deck together, if you just put the best Jund cards in it, they're still pretty good. I think I would have played it slightly less aggressively with the Rampager there, but all of them are good cards. I really don't like Domri in this list, but this is the first week that these guys are playing with all these cards, so I imagine there's certainly going to be still going to be
it's
testing
a Planeswalker thing.
Yeah, I think if I was going to play a Domri, I would play one copy in a deck that had like 25 plus creatures in the sideboard.
Yeah, because then like we were talking about earlier, like if you can get it against a controller to resolve, it's very difficult for them to deal with, or they're spending a turn getting rid of it.
If you're playing against a red deck, casting Domri is literally a time walk on yourself.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing can happen. So someone in the chat with the awesome handle of Bovine Intervention is saying that the life loft is not dependent on the destruction of... Yeah, well, that's what we said. I misread it. I thought he was saying that it was dependent.
Interrupting Cow.
Oh, it's an interrupting cow.
I like this guy.
We got some good names.
I'm assuming that's what it is, but you know what happens when you assume.
Someone's saying that the play was... there was a specific play that was awful. I'm very curious as to what play was awful. The only play that I thought was particularly bad, or at least I disagreed with, was the Rampager.
Is a quick question, and it's completely off topic. Michael Taylor, he's playing a red deck wins too,
yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Are there any others?
Scott Driver.
Okay. So basically the same deck Scott Driver's been playing. I'm sorry. I'm getting into off topic and onto colloquialistic stuff or whatever. I'm not even sure if that's a word.
Yeah, Scott loves that archetype, and that's why he's playing. And Michael also loves the archetype, and that's why he's playing.
And Michael undefeated?
Michael Taylor is undefeated.
He's playing Maxx. I'm interested to see Boros Rechner. I've heard a lot of things about that card.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Maxx is going to have a hard time to deal with it, because I don't think he... Well, Maxx has Ultimate... Maxx playing Grixis Control, so he has cards like Ultimate Price. But Ultimate Price won't kill it. I just now realized that. But I think everything else in Maxx's deck is just...
What's like if you have Mizzy
Mortars? I don't know
know
if Maxx is playing Mutilates. He's playing Mortars, I think. I don't think he's playing Mutilates.
I still wish Mutilate was a more playable card.
Well, it is now, because Maxx can play Watery Graves and Blood Cribs.
I guess that's true. I don't know. I just always feel like sort of saddened by that card, because I loved it in Mono Black.
Mutilate beats a lot of cards now that it couldn't beat in the past. Yeah. And the stream getting a little bit choppy there. Don't know why. We've had pretty good signal tonight, but every now and then it drops a little bit.
Look at that full-on mountain.
I'm trying to, next week, have JB we'll do some investigating on the router and see if we can turn the wireless off. Because I think what happens is someone decides to do something with their laptop or iPad, and then it just crushes us.
Sorry, I've been streaming Twitch on my phone this whole time. Actually, the worst thing that you could ever do on your phone is just stream Twitch, because it's
the app is awful. So I do apologize.
Well, I've tried like watching this stream when I'm at home on my phone sometimes, and it's just like you click on it and it's like redirect to the app. Okay, now we're just gonna show you all the Magic videos that are going on. Just kidding, we're gonna go back to the homepage. Like nothing just happened.
The app will work, but it is very temperamental.
Yeah. But now we've got 2 Spirits, no Anthem, which like does he not run Anthem? I thought I've seen him from him.
Well, it might just be bad draw. I think we're just gonna get spoiled because Brett's deck that we're so familiar with runs 7 of them.
True, favorables and whatnot.
Yeah, so I don't know if Joe is playing favorable. And he's playing Drogskull Captain. We saw that in the first game. But Brett also plays that.
Ooh.
Moreland Hunt, nice synergy.
Now the other question, what?
What?
I was just very confused because he like tapped all his lands. I was like, that's not a Kessler's Wolf run. Okay, yeah, Ghost Daddy.
So that's weird. So does he like side into this for some reason?
No, he has a main.
Why?
From what I understand, he runs them as, like I said, it's the top end.
Why? That seems weird.
If I were a smarter man.
Is it a spirit? Is Obsidian a spirit? He's
So that's the spirit. It's that's why I was saying it's more Esper spirits than tokens, I guess. I don't know. But I like this though, is that like Drew's deck, I don't know if there's a way of dealing with it.
There's also a question in the chat about a comment that said has been doing that a lot. I don't know if that was in reference to me saying that the stream has chopped or got dropped a little bit. I hope certainly the stream has not been dropping a lot. I just get really frustrated when like we're trying to do this thing for the store and help them out, and then everybody's out there with their iPads and laptops just like dicking around.
Turn my life off.
It's not you. I think that's the problem. I really.
But
do.
also, I would also think that part of it is we are in West Virginia, and like some of our providers are just. I'm not saying.
No, it's fine. It was fine earlier today.
Was it?
Yeah, it was absolutely perfect before the event started. So next week we'll have that router turned off. Hardwire only. Restoration Angel at end of turn. Obsidian comes back in, drains 2 more life. I mean, Drew's deck has a hard time dealing with this guy. What?
I just like the rest. I just think it's funny because
Why is Restoration Angel in this deck?
Yeah.
I'm asking. Is there any reason to have it?
You bounce your spirit tokens. They untap.
Obsidian kills Domri. Restoration Angel attacks Drew directly. So Drew up against it here. Drog's called Captain. After combat? Did we get confirmation on whether or not Obsidian is a spirit?
Yeah, he is.
So why didn't he not play that dude beforehand and get in for the extra one? I guess it doesn't matter because he attacked Domri, but... Ultimate price on the Dungeon Geist.
Can't
it has hexproof, so... Might as well kill the Angel. Kill something. Drogskull Captain does grant all of the spirits +1/+1 and give them hexproof.
I remember when that was like the coolest baller thing ever, was being like, Drogskull Captain, Phantasmal Image, Phantasmal Image, Phantasmal Image, Phantasmal Image, whatever, you know, just like crazy, fantastic, like army of flying hexproof 5,000s, you know. At least when John Finkel played it, it was really awesome to watch.
Right.
But so we have is the Dungeon Geist up top?
Yep.
Captain, Pit fight?
No, Searing Spear on the,
He lives. Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, so that was enough damage to get through. So I'm getting confirmation in the chat that the video stream is choppy again, so I apologize. For the first few rounds it was working great, so I don't know if there's something going on where we're getting bandwidth stolen out there, I don't know. There were a couple guys in previous weeks I know who have been like playing online games over the wireless, like while they were like not playing in a tournament. And so I asked the one guy I know specifically, and he very kindly agreed to not do that during the event. But I think there might just be I think that might be what's going on. I mean, I can't really think of what else could be causing it to be so intermittent.
Yeah. This is an interesting matchup, but this is like the best part of a new standard, like, you know, FNM.
Well, let's call it like it is. Neither of these decks are like tier 1. These decks are far from tested. I think these guys are going to go back and look at their like. I'm sure these guys are looking at the games they've played so far and figuring out that there are probably some cards in there that they shouldn't have and other cards that they're lacking.
But
I think Joe's realizing that like Joe would not have won that game unless he had exactly opposite that because he did nothing else.
Yeah.
So you know.
Well, it's also like kind of I don't know. What?
Hold on. You can feel free to discuss. I'm gonna go see what's going on.
Okay. Can I like grandstand for a minute about my foil Simic stuff? Hey guys, this is Jordan here. I'm just gonna throw this out there because I know you guys like Magic and stuff, and they're just shuffling right now. I'm collecting all foil Simic cards. I'm trying to make a playset of all foil Simic cards. I'm on Zach Spells Magic's page. I will trade, like, literally almost anything, you know, value for these foil Simic cards. If you can find me and talk to me and just chat me up for anything, just let me know. I know it's out of place, but we are just waiting for them to shuffle. Zach's going to go take care of some business while he's out there. And I'll also try to address the chats with some stuff. And Bovine Intervention, I'm not sure if you're talking about Joe's list. Joe does play Lingering Souls. I know because I played it before the game. Before FNM started, he plays, I don't know how many. Descent 101, I will actually trade for that. I need 3 more of those. Why is there a blood crypt out?
There's only one other laptop that I can find in the store. So I don't know I don't think they're streaming anything or anything like that on it.
But he has Lingering Souls as well. You just haven't seen you haven't seen it played.
Turn 2 Aggro Bowls from Joe.
See, I'm not sure about the Aggro. I understand that it digs, but
I haven't seen enough of Joe's deck. I would have to lay Joe's deck out and figure out what's actually in it and what frequency to know which of the cards I don't like.
Yeah.
Because there's half of one deck and half of another in there.
Well, there's the Nightmare, and that's...
Drew's deck is weird too because it's like half. Both of these decks are like half and half. Joe's deck is half tokens and half like Esper control, and then Drew's deck is half Jund aggro and half Jund midrange.
Yeah, and I do think he replaced the Blind Obedience. I don't think he has them in there.
Pillar of Flame is good enough to get rid of the Draw Skull Captain. Vampire Nighthawk is very good against Joe's deck.
I'm honestly gonna say I just kind of think the game's. I'm not gonna try to sway it all the way, but like he'd have to resolve Anthem, dudes, removal. You know.
Yeah, just like spending your turn playing one dude that Drew can kill with all of his burn spells is not going to be effective enough. Olivia's very good.
No, yeah.
So Joe's just going to take it, dropping down to 9 with an active Olivia. Olivia is so good against Joe's token horde, especially if he's only playing 4 intangible virtues too.
And then that's.
Yep.
Yes, looking for foil bioshift. You have no idea.
Oh wait, did you mean by grandstand and just ask people for all those foil Simic cards?
Yeah.
Quit talking about foil Simic
Can I show them?
No, we can't show them. We're going to find out. There's 20 minutes left in this round. We're going to go find another match.
While you're going to find them, I'm just kidding. But later, I'll show you guys my foil Simic stuff, and you'll be like, that's so cool. That's so Raven.
No one will we'll talk about that. Here's what you should do while I go find another feature match. You tell them how they can get in touch with us.
Alright guys, you can follow Zach Spells Magic on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch, because you know what? You're on the internet all the time. We're all nerds here. That's all we do. We don't ever get off the internet. You can follow us on your cell phone, on your laptop, on your home computer, probably talk to your friends, go on their computer, use their internet connection, or you could just leak it from, your house next door and just, steal their Wi-Fi. I'm not condoning you steal their Wi-Fi, but you could do that to then follow all these streams or all these, information portal thingies, like the YouTube, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the Twitch. And plus, if you like the Facebook, you're going to see all the players like myself and others who are here if you're interested in that and set up trades with us, talk to us. You've seen us on the stream, so you can, ask us about our decks sometime or whatever, and just get some insight with what exactly goes through our minds when we make some of the most random homebrews that don't make any sense. So, there's that. YouTube, typically I think he likes to post them about Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes there's a little bit of delay, but then you can just rewatch the videos over again, especially if you're just interested in seeing plays or whatever, and maybe trying to catch up with stuff, and get some of the sweet discussions we bring up in here about, random 90s culture. I'm pretty sure is a big thing that gets brought up a lot. Also 80s as well. And pop culture and movie references from across the decades. But yeah, so definitely follow. I'm assuming if you're in the chat, you should already be following. If not, what are you doing with your life? Nothing? Obviously. I don't know why I'm talking so fast. He told me to do it. I don't know what he wanted me to do, so I just threw it out there.
I have one.
Really? What do we get? Apparently I speak really fast.
Mr. Petio.
You're in. All right, everyone.
I'm going to trade you because I'm going to go try to get some trades. I'm going to stop talking fast. Peace out.
I lost his promise.
Yeah, that was a bad matchup. So Max, you're 2-1 with
Grixis.
Grixis.
I don't think I got rolled, but
You did go to 3 games with the burn deck or the red deck wins of Michael Taylor. So that's a moral victory if nothing else.
I need to be above 10 life on turn 4, and it's not.
Yeah. I mean, you're supposed to lose that more than you win it, so it's not surprising. And then we've got here in the bonus feature match, we've got Logan Cutlip again. There's a lot of aggro decks out there, so a lot of things are finishing quick. So I don't have a lot of choices when I go out there.
Right.
But Logan is playing Aaron Dailey, and Aaron is playing Naya Humans, and they are on game 3. I just saw Logan win the last game by playing Aurelia and then Boros Charming her, and then winning that turn. That's pretty good. And then Aaron is playing Naya Humans, which is comparably explosive. So we will see how this goes.
Bonus. Can I get a what?
No one can get a what.
Why not? It's the internet.
I don't understand anything that's going on.
Our
signal is going to crap again and getting super choppy. I don't know what's up with it. I think someone...
Well, there was free Wi-Fi somewhere in there, like downloading.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. But I asked JB. I think in future weeks we're going to try and turn the Wi-Fi off during the broadcast because.
Just change the password temporarily.
Well, the thing is that I feel bad asking to a certain extent, but then also if you think about it, it benefits
my phone's auto-connected to it.
It benefits the shop.
I'll turn it off. I'll turn my Wi-Fi off because I did not realize I'm leeching away.
I don't think it's not your phone doing nothing.
But I'm going to recontribute my percentage. I was leeching. Here we go.
All right.
Lord of the Rings trilogy. I would download every bit of it, streaming it. But they got their hands in.
It's very frustrating because I don't know what's going wrong, and like to a certain extent, I spend a lot of time on this, and I would like it to not look like crap.
Right.
And there's so many things. There's so much of it out. Like I can control what cameras I use. I can control the computer I use. I can control the settings and all that stuff, but I can't control whether or not the internet is reliable.
People want Grixis.
We'll get you next round.
Different people.
We'll get you next round.
It's gonna be me and Scott Driver there.
Did he just lost? Or
I don't know. It's gonna be me and a burn deck there because there'll probably a lot of 2-1 burns.
Well, of all the 2-1s, we just saw a Jun deck win, like a Jun aggro deck. It was actually weird. It was kind of half and half. The loser of Scott Driver and Brandon Hart. So what's Brandon playing?
Humanator, whatever.
Oh yeah, that combo deck. And then you can beat that deck.
I Pithy Needle that cartel guy.
Yeah. He can't beat it. He has no answers to it. Do you have Pithy Needle main?
3-side though.
But he can't just play dudes and attack. But that's
also have Slaughter Game side.
That's very good too. Slaughter Games when Angels of Glory's rise. Then his deck becomes like a very bad beatdown deck.
Some burial rights. I guess no, that doesn't help. The Angel's probably the better route. And my deck doesn't have a lot of... I need to have, like, infinite ultimate prices and busy mortars and is it charms to get through burn. Which I won my one game against Michael Taylor playing because I had is it charm Snapcaster.
Is that good?
It gets me to turn 4 with over 10 lives. So yes, it's fantastic.
I like it. Good news, guys. My new month of minutes on my self plan starts tonight. I've just received textual confirmation.
Are you on a month-to-month?
What?
You're on like a prepaid plan?
No. It just automatically starts every month and it deducts it from my account. Why am I telling you these details? Someone's gonna steal my identity now.
Just from talking about it.
They'd want to.
Beep, bop, boop, boop, beep. I know his password. That's it.
Last week I didn't do a recap post on
Well,
the Facebook
why don't
page.
you see it? We see the chat. I don't know what you're wanting me to do about the chat.
Remember that sometimes people will watch this on YouTube and they'll have no idea what you were just talking
Yeah,
about.
the chat's want to know why I'm not paying them any attention.
We do focus on the chat. But here's the problem: some people come in. I'm not present company excluded, but some people come in and they get lost in the chat. All the people who do not commentate with any kind of regular frequency come in here and just stare at that screen and just talk to people, which defeats the purpose of the actual broadcast, which is to talk about the imaginary wizard fights that are being played.
But then people can go back on YouTube and listen to your personal conversation they had with you.
Yeah, it makes them feel good. Yeah.
Because they have an imaginary friend.
Mm-hmm. So we see no turn one play from Aaron, so no champion of the parish.
Was he? Oh, that was a turn two draw.
No.
Did he have the cliff top?
Yeah, he just doesn't have a white source.
I'm apologizing. He would like to have had
It
that.
could have been either, but I imagine it was probably the other one.
We're gonna go with the druid because it makes me feel better.
We see Aaron draw a
The front one.
a blind obedience. Seems an interesting choice.
It slows Logan down, doesn't it? If he plays a Huntmaster or something like that, it's not going
Right.
to do him any good, minus the 2.
Yeah, it makes blocking very tough. I wonder if that's a main deck card or if it's a sideboard card.
Blind Obedience is most likely a sideboard card.
I would think so.
Not a lot of decks.
You would only want to bring it in against decks that are putting things in the way of your dudes, I would imagine.
Correct. People should just play Teleportal.
Huh?
Every creature deck should play Ooh, Thalia.
Thalia's fine, but like Thalia's not nearly as good against Logan as
First
it is.
strike.
Yeah, but I mean Logan's high end is much better than Aaron's. We're used to seeing Thalia just tear up the control decks, but against like the 20 creature deck, it's not nearly as good.
Right.
So Logan's mana is pretty perfect.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
I can't remember if Logan's playing bonfires or not.
I don't know. I've not seen his list. But he should be dropping something here.
But well, he doesn't have a lot of aggression. Like I think he plays mana guys, but like.
Smiters.
Mm-hmm. What about Silverblade Paladin?
Blocks.
It does block. Well, it doesn't block anything profitably at this point.
We're going to have Champion's only 2-2 if Aaron decides to bring it.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to trade my Silverblade Paladin with.
Does he play any tricks?
Does Logan?
Aaron. Logan
I have never seen. Well, Aaron has played at the shop before. Aaron has never been on the stream before, and I have not seen this deck in play.
I'm a big fan of what I assume Not-Humans is.
Didn't that win last week? Or no, it was just a mid-range deck at Star City.
Yes, he brings them, but I want
Well, no, if I'm Aaron, I attack with those. I have no reservations about attacking with them. It's just Logan, is he willing to trade his...
Well, the champion gets eaten by the Silverblade, doesn't it? 'Cause it's just a 2-2? Or doesn't it? First strike's not bonded.
That's what...
I'm retarded.
That was the disconnect, I think, was that... you were thinking that it was first strike. In which
Let's
case...
assume that card's always good.
But now we're going to see the power of blind obedience in this, like, aggro match, because, like, now everything that Logan plays is going to come and play tapped. So Aaron's just going to have incremental advantage every time.
It's true. You can start extorting if that even becomes an option.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like the 3 or 4 life he'll get over the rest of the game might actually matter.
Why do you tap 3 mana? Oh, because of Thalia.
Yep. He's very conscious of his own card. Look at him now.
Which is ironic because Logan, who has cast Thalia more than anyone else in the history of our stream, is also guilty of missing the most Rancor for 2 triggers. Logan, I think, is a stream favorite for missing his Rancor that costs 2 trigger.
It's got to be known for something.
All publicity is good publicity, is what you're telling me?
That's right. No such thing as
Everyone, when Logan plays on there, a lot of people in the chat, especially our Swedish friends, always make an inside joke about his name that I think I missed one time. It was going on in the chat several weeks ago, but I wasn't paying attention, so I missed the source of it. So is Logan asking a rules question here?
Okay. 8-4, he says. I guess you just go on the aggression here, don't you?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Was he asking somebody a question, or was he just thinking about it? Because obviously you don't blink anything there, because if you blink, it'll come in tags.
The chat is asking for an enter the infinite deck next draft. I do not think we have one, do we?
No, it was one of the options in the Maxx Turner Needs a Deck.
For next week.
But it's getting crushed currently by goblins.
Yes.
Which I will say this, you will never play goblins because it's so far ahead. Remember, you can still vote on this at our Facebook page, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. Look for Max's shining face, and then vote on the poll.
When does the poll close?
At the end of this evening, yeah. So you
end
have
of Swiss or the end of the whole thing?
End of the whole thing, probably. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Are you going to be doing a lot of brewing between the end of Swiss and the top 8?
Well, I mean...
Whenever you want it to close is when it's going to close. But here's the thing about goblins. Like, I'm more than willing to admit right now that goblins will not be the most powerful deck you'll ever play as part of that promotion. However, it will still steal games from people for being fast. Are you talking about Aaron?
Yeah.
Aaron's draw is very weird. I don't know what cards are in his hand.
Passing with 5-up seems really awkward.
Does this deck play Angels? Like, why would it? It doesn't play Angels. Does he just have Burn in his hand or something?
Oh no. Wouldn't he just burn this?
Like, I will admit to not knowing the details of the Naya humans list. Like, assuming this is a port of something.
I've heard him like announce mayors and whatnot. So.
That's 10 right there. Well, I know it has mayors. So are we going to see Divine Deflection?
Ooh. For 3?
So, yeah, Divine Deflection is basically a reverse damage kind of redirect thing.
And it'll cancel the first strike, which will murder the... is that a Boris charm?
Mm-hmm. So,
did he pay 3 for it?
He did.
Uh-oh. It still prevents...
So here's what
3.
happens. Divine Deflection comes in. He paid it for 3, tapping out, but because he has Thalia in play. So he prevents 3 damage, then does 3 damage to target creature player. So he prevents 3 damage from the Angel, redirects it to the Silverblade Paladin.
And then takes away the double strike, right?
Well, I think a damage is already being assigned. Well, it was first strike damage.
Yeah.
So no, it would still be there, because first strike damage on the stack, and then he would have regular damage.
Okay.
But
so he would have just taken 5 instead of taking 10.
Yeah, but then Logan responding with the indestructibility mode of Boros Charm, in a surprise move by Boros Charm being amazing. Silverblade Paladin.
That seems really good.
Is he going to extort?
Oh my gosh, that seems awesome.
Oh no, that's it, isn't it? That's the game.
Yeah.
That's pretty brutal there.
My word, ladies and gentlemen.
So that's what was in Aaron's hand. It wasn't that he didn't have enough going on. It was just he was setting up his entire game for that.
For this turn, where he does 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 or something. Because you bond the Mauler to that, right? Yeah, it's like 15 or 16.
Mm-hmm. He's bonding the 2 cards that just came in to give them both haste.
Good game.
So that's 4 and 8, and then 11 and 13. Plus he extorted. So, and what are we doing here?
Why does he have a turn?
Is Logan just dicking around here? Or what?
What is going on?
I have no idea what's going on. I think Logan was just
taking a free turn,
seeing what would happen there. That was that's highlight of the week material stuff there too. I mean, it's very interesting. I'd be very curious to ask Aaron. I'm going to step outside and actually ask him and see if he was setting up for that, or that just kind of came.
That's why those decks scare me when I'm playing a control deck, because there's like Lightning Mauler, dude.
Lightning Mauler and Silverblade Paladin together are some of the scariest things possible. So feel free. I'm sorry I left hid the chat there, but I'm going to step outside and ask him because I'm very curious. But feel free to interact with the chat there.
That was a blowout ending there that nobody saw coming, except for Aaron, I assume. because it looks like he plotted it, and we were going to get confirmation if he plotted that. But that looked very planned. If it's not planned, it was very, very good draws. And in the chat, you're talking about his prevention. He tapped out for 5, so he would be preventing 3 for the first angel, the first strike damage, and then redirecting that first strike damage to the silver blade. So he'll take 2 off the silver blade. Silver blade dies, and he takes 3 normal, so he would just take 5 off of it. Well, I mean, just running the Paladin and Mauler out the last turn he passed with 5 mana instead of trying to Divine Deflection. I don't know.
So, I have confirmation of what exactly happened.
Alright.
He had both creatures in his hand, and he was waiting until Logan, but he needed to draw land to be able to do all of that. And then he drew the Temple Garden, and then did that.
The chat was saying maybe he feared Bonfire.
Well, I mean, that's a valid point, too. But if you're going to hold any 2 guys back, the 2 with the haste seems pretty good.
Anybody plus Lightning Mauler is what you want.
Especially that late in the game. I mean, Lightning Mauler on turn 2 is actually not that good, because you can't pair it. I mean, you're pairing it with a 1-drop, which has already got haste. I mean, it doesn't need haste.
Right.
But late in the game, Lightning Mauler, I remember the old Naya pod decks. I mean, we're talking about, before rotation.
Yeah.
They would play 1 Lightning Mauler sometimes because you could have instances where you could play like a Hero of Bladehold and then pot out your bird for Lightning Mauler and then attack for a billion.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, because the Mauler gets the battle cry. That's a smooth 10. Because the
I
hero by itself does
the
7.
business into that, thankfully.
Well, no one around here played Naya pod. We did have Dr. Matt used to play Rug pod, and then I don't think anybody else played pod really.
I played Vamp Pod.
Yeah, you played Pod. I miss pod.
Me too.
And the pod decks in Modern are cool, but they're like combo pod. Like
they're
it's not
drawn into a 7-drop pod.
Yeah, so
not a man's pod.
We are down to under 5 minutes left to go in the round, so we'll be moving to the next round very quickly. We're just waiting for that. Oh, well, yeah, George51 in the chat mentioning Zell's conscripts in pod over Mauler. I mean, I saw this that would run both.
Yeah,
because
your
it's
Mauler's
just
your 2-drop.
It's different. It's the same way in the modern pod where they have, multiple clone effects at different costs. Metamorph because you can different points in the chain are all. It's very important to have the same effect at multiple points in the chain. So. But this, I don't know, a rehashing standard from like a year and a half ago.
Because it's interesting.
Yeah, we got nothing better. So that was pretty cool. We saw Boros Charm versus Divine Deflection. Divine Deflection is a card that doesn't get played a lot, which I think is like kind of a mistake. I used to play, when I played Quest for the Holy Relic back in the Standard, I used to play a couple copies of Refraction Trap.
Oh, yeah,
which were great against red decks because you can play it for 1, and then you save your dude and kill their dude. Yep. It's very good. And then of course we saw the Mauler plus Silverblade for the win.
That was saucy.
That was saucy. So let's talk, Max. You are going. We are confirming. Do want to mention now that I see Kyle George make his appearance in the chat that we are confirmed for Cincinnati.
Sorry about that.
We are going to Star City Games Cincinnati, so if you weren't with us earlier tonight when we were talking about that fact, because we have sneaky Brandon Hart in the back there.
You going to Cincinnati with us?
When is Cincinnati?
Next weekend.
Just a day. We're just going up and back.
Day trip.
If I'm off. Okay.
Somebody's
We're
gonna
gonna
make
have a hot tub party afterwards.
Somebody's going to make us burritos, son.
Packing the lunch.
But so let's talk about it. You're going, and you're going to play
in the main event.
In the main event, standard main event. What are you leaning towards right now?
Depending on tonight, I'm really fond of the Grixis control deck.
Okay.
So maybe some form of Esper control.
You want to play control deck?
If not a control deck, it'll probably be Red White Humans.
I want it.
There's a guy with 10. I'm going to trade him for you.
Is it Mitch?
It's a friend. My friend that has the forest.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll trade them all. I mean, you don't have to get them all, but I'll trade for whatever you
I
get.
set up a trade to get some other stuff.
Sure. Third party and some trades. I like those lands.
Vince has a lot of those lands.
I usually trade mine to Vince for stuff I want. But anyway, so you're leaning toward control now. Is that because just a personal preference based on what you like to play, or do you think it's particularly good in this metagame?
Well, I like playing a deck that I feel like has a relatively decent match against anything, as opposed to, like Red White Human just folds to Bant, and I don't want to go up there and just get wrecked by one deck. The most of the control decks have a rough time with red, but you can alter your sideboard to improve that, and then, most of your main deck can handle just about anything.
Right.
I play lots of one-up randomness, though, so...
Yeah, your deck is going to be... You're basically playing a deck that is pre-boarded against Naya humans.
Yes.
I mean, you're going to struggle. You're going to have bad matchups against everything. Every deck has bad matchups against something.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get to play counter spells and you get to play removal, you give yourself the best chance of doing well against the field.
There's like 10 cards I can alter, and the deck still work with this.
Yeah, if you show up with a very linear, very aggressive or combo-based strategy, like sometimes you're just going to be dead in the water against some type of decks. That's what you see that most in Legacy. Like Legacy, there are literally some decks. This is a good example. Like about a year ago, when the first wave of Elves was big, with the Mirror Entity, when Chris Anderson started back-to-backing all of those things. So one week, Caleb Durward played it, and he was in the top 4 of the Legacy Open for that weekend. And his opponent played in game 2. He lost the first game, I think, or they went to game 3. But in the deciding game, his opponent played. Caleb played a turn 1 Elf, and his opponent played turn 1 Dark Blast. And Caleb just said, "I can't beat a Dark Blast." Scooped up, and that was it. Because you can't really, you can't beat just continual removal, and in Legacy the decks are so streamlined and there's been so many cards printed over the course of the 20 years Magic's been around that are legal in Legacy that you can find these niche cards that just blow decks out of the water. So it's going to be, you see a lot of that. In Standard, you can kind of set yourself up to be like, all right.
Like tonight, I decided I didn't want to play any high-end creatures, so I'm not playing anything that costs more than 4 creature-wise. Mm-hmm. I'm playing 3 stamp casters and 2 Olivias, and that's it.
How are you killing other than that? You just...
Nicobolas.
I have Nicobolas. He's pretty good. Dr. Nicholas Bolas, MD?
Yep.
Dr. Nicholas Bolas.
I have 1 Nephalia Drowned, 1 Devil's Play.
Dr. Nicholas Bolas, MD. You want to talk to Michael Taylor and get a new token made. Also, Maxx Taylor token, or Maxx Turner token.
Go adopt me, I'll be a Taylor.
Maxx Turner Taylor, like Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Oh, man.
So that'd be interesting to see what you end up saying on. Are you going to post whatever deck you put on the website?
Yes, I will maybe even go so far as to write an article.
I would.
I
would not pretend that the Facebook site that we use for basically the Facebook site is a Magic news aggregator. It's like here's a cool article on a website. Here's a cool link.
Here's a picture.
Here's updates from our shop. So I'm not going to pretend like it's a legitimate publication. But if you were to write something that would be deemed an article, I will gladly post it on there. There is a lot of daily content. Remember to go to our Facebook page.
Thank you. I've had many English classes in college. Like I said, I'll put them to use.
Facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. That is the way to. That is our website, and that is the best way to communicate with us. I will also remind everyone that another good reason to go to our Facebook page is not for that, but for these. You might see at the beginning of all of our feature matches.
I don't ever place that.
Well, but it's not for lack of trying. Actually, in your case, it is for lack of trying because you forget to sign up for the thing. But every single week, Jordan Petyo won. Didn't you win before? Brandon Hart won before. You too could start your games not unlike a boss with a playset of rock, paper, scissors cards. Are they worth a ton of money? No. Are they hard to come by honestly? Yes. Are they worth tons in sentimental value? Absolutely. So go to our website, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic, or if you just go to ZachSellsMagic.com, that works too. Make sure while you're there you like the page, and then look for the post where it says we're giving away Magic cards. Like, share, retweet, comment. All of those give you an extra entry into our weekly giveaway. We'll draw next week for the entries that are coming currently. I did mention earlier, but this week's drawing for the ones that we've taken last week is going to be made offline because I did not have time to compile the list earlier tonight. So we'll draw for that. I'll draw for that tomorrow and then let everybody know on the website. But seriously, if you enjoy if you're watching constantly, I know you already do this, but if it's like the first time you're watching and you enjoy it and you think it's fun, like the best thing you can do is click that follow button above the video screen so that you follow us on Twitch.
Emails that say when you come on.
There are buttons at the bottom of the page to like our Facebook page, to follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click them. I will not spam you in any regard, but everything we record goes up on YouTube. We have one of these every week. We've been talking about doing other events, and then on Twitter is a good way to listen to me complain about stuff.
Forget your chip in.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Chipping is going away in 2 months. They've been bought out, and they've been decided to discontinue it. But in that meantime, if you would like to donate financially to the stream and help us recoup the costs, I like to mention it one time a week, because I'm not doing this for profit, but I do choose one time a week I mention it. But all of the equipment, everything's out of my pocket, so if you would like to support financially, feel so obliged to do so. Click on that chip-in widget at the bottom of the Twitch page.
When's Grand Prix Vegas?
In the summer, like June.
I want to make us a Kickstarter
To go to Grand Prix
Vegas.
All right, it won't happen, but
Isn't that the modern?
Modern
Masters
Masters.
Limited.
It'd be very lucrative.
So I'm going to get a Kickstarter, and I'm going to post it everywhere, and we're going to get money to go.
All right, I like it. I like it.
And we'll take cameras and T-shirts.
One thing I've been thinking about doing is like just doing like every week, like doing like a different like meet the streamers thing, or like do a little like they do for Star City Top 8.
Or like the
little
Magic.
bio, yeah, the Minute Magic, except without like childish headshots. That's my number one pet peeve. Is pairings are going up. My number one pet peeve is like, you top 8 to Star City Grand Prix, so make a picture like this. I just hate that. Thanks, JV.
Rub 'em.
So, Max, we're going to grab you. You're playing against Joey Smith.
Who's playing my mono green deck I built?
He's playing the other deck. Is that going to be a fair matchup? It doesn't matter.
He misses Revenge of the Hunt. I think I'm alright.
Go play it. Will he mind paying on camera, you think? I don't think so. Well, you go talk to him since you're out there. All right, and there we go. So we're going to see Maxx Turner
Hi, guys.
playing his Grixis control deck against Joey Smith. Joey, good to see Joey here tonight. Doesn't get to come out all that much. He is playing Maxx Turner's mono green aggro deck that he built previously tonight. So that's kind of funny. One of Max's decks will win. Both of these players are 2-1. They're going to go out there and take care of that. I'm going to go get myself a small refreshment, and I will be back shortly. So we're going to be having round 4 coverage coming up.